And I think we are live. All right. Welcome back to a long-awaited another episode of Mitten Athletics Live, brought to you by, featuring me, Aaron Ide, and
I'm Colin Hunter.
very, very quietly speaking in the background here.
What? You said you could hear me. This is my
I can
normal
hear
speaking tone.
I can hear you.
I've never been accused of speaking too loudly.
We are brought to you as always by Mitten Athletic Supplies, one-stop shop for all of your track and field equipment here in West Michigan or Michigan in general. We'd love to talk and see what you need. So please reach out. Email can be found at our link, but it is Mitten Athletics Supply at gmail.com. So please reach out. This is our long-awaited return, I guess, after the season.
And to continue the ad, I would say, speaking as somebody who has to spec equipment out, this is the time of year to do it because this is the time of year that your AD actually has funds that he can give you. Yeah. So, please. So if you need stuff, right now is the time.
Reach out, and if you have questions on what you need, please ask. Please let us help you figure it out. Let us help you figure out what you need, what the best way to go is.
You have high jump bungees.
We have high jump bungees.
You have parts for a high jump standard?
We can do parts for high jump standard.
You have I'm gonna get off the high jump thing here. Do you have spikes?
We got spikes.
How about
shot put,
blocks?
What'd you say?
Blocks.
Oh yeah. We got blocks. Hurdles.
Do you have
pole
only vault the middle pad for a pole vault system?
It seems pretty specific, but we can figure it out.
Okay.
Seems oddly specific, and we should talk after this, apparently.
Yeah, no, we're good.
All right. So it has been a bit since we have had this opportunity, and we kind of want to do a little season recap, at least of the top two divisions here in Michigan, and just kind of talk through how it went this year, what we ended up with.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
We should find a coach from Division 3 and a coach from Division 4 to do a recap of those two divisions.
That sounds amazing. Think we can find one in a week?
Do that. I'm bullish.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So it turns out that since this is not our day job, figuring out how to pack it in the busiest time of the year was not so simple. And then the season was done, and everybody collectively exhales.
Yeah. Yep. And then spends a little time to try to figure out how to regain their life back. Yep. And here we are.
Yep. So, and on that note, AAU Junior Olympics and AAU Nationals are going on right now.
Yep.
I mean, if people listen to this or people know either of us at all, they probably know our thoughts on the club stuff, just in general. Can you imagine doing the AAU circuit after a full spring?
I mean, taking the coaching side out of it, I'm trying to think as an athlete.
Yeah.
To go through and do all this, even to hold. So we are very fortunate at Byron Center to have a amazing group of kids and parents who want to go to nationals. And we went to Nike Nationals this year with 23 qualify. We had 19 go. And to carry that training through the last 3 weeks after state.
That's another. What date? That was in June still.
That was in June.
That wasn't the last week of June, was it?
It was
the beginning of the last week of June.
It was 17, 18, 19. So it was a month ago.
But it was over a month ago.
To carry for 2.5 to 3 weeks past the state meet, to keep those, like that training, it's hard. And now to think that it's been a month and a half since then, and now you're going to AAU Nationals, and you're trying to keep these kids in track shape.
Yeah.
That is outlandishly difficult.
And then, okay, so think of that. One of the questions that people always ask is what's it worth, right? Specifically with this, because I only know people ask that question because I see coaches, AAU coaches, always defending it,
Yep.
right? But think of if you're a high school senior and you're going to go compete in college, what happens in September?
When all of a
You
sudden you
start,
crash because your body
well,
can't handle it.
you start training for indoors in September.
But your body can only handle those
Right. So
peaks
you
for
get a
so
month.
long.
You get a month off.
Yeah.
That is enough for me to say seniors in high school should not even be. What's the point? What's the point?
I will say it this way. This is very tongue in cheek because I've never been to an AAU nationals or a big AAU meet. But there's a lot of Division One, Division Two, Division Three college coaches that show up at a national meet. And if you're good enough to make an AAU nationals, you should be at a national meet. Nike, New Balance, Adidas, you name it. That's all the college coaching experience or visibility that you need on top of a regular season. If your numbers are already showing what they should show, you're already getting the extra visibility there. You don't need to go out there and prove that you can do it 2 months, a month and a half later. All that's showing is, okay, cool, you can hold a minimal peak for an extended period of time, but where's your big peak?
Right.
So anyway.
So that's our quick thoughts on AAU. But
Yes.
okay, let's rewind the clock. 30 days, 61 days.
Yep.
61 days.
I guess my first question, I think we kind of touched on this a little bit, but just to go back to it, my first question, how do you think the whole experiment with the early qualifiers ended up in Michigan?
As I think as expected.
Yep.
There weren't there was not a crazy amount of early. I mean, there was a solid amount of early qualifiers. It didn't make any of the meets any longer that I know of.
Nope.
I mean, I guess I didn't compare the time we got out of there this year to the last year. And I haven't asked anybody how long the D2, D3, D4 meets went, but I feel like if they were crazy long, people would be talking about it. It's probably worth going and charting where the big numbers were. But for instance, in general, I think then the system they came up with worked out because you saw the kids who should hit the numbers hit the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
The one outlier was the boys 100 in Division One. There were a lot of them. There were lots of qualifiers in the boys 100.
And I think there's always going to be some tweaking that needs to happen. And or if they pick one way to do it, like they did here, there's always going to be one or maybe two events that get the outliers. But overall, everyone's concern was, holy cow, they're going to be so long. There's going to be so many extra people. There's going to be so many this, going to be so many that. Like, there wasn't. It was exactly what you would expect.
Yep.
Most of the people who were going to get in anyway got in an early qualifier and also hit the mark at regionals. It is what it is.
And that's the other
huge additional number.
That was the other thing people were worried about. Oh, regionals is going to become de-emphasized. Okay, we're only 1 year in. I didn't at our region. I didn't see anything weird happen.
Nope.
A few kids sat out. Turns out they were injured. Right, there were a few. Malachi Mosley he ended up hurt at the end of the season, unfortunately.
Yeah.
he didn't sit out because they were waiting for states. He sat out because he couldn't go, stuff like that.
Mhm.
From what I saw, people were like, they were competitive. People still went for it.
Yep.
And we were watching, we know that because we were watching the regions, because we had a few people on the border of Heat 1.
Yep.
Right. So we were watching all the regions in Division 1, seeing what was going on. And so I think it was getting added flexibility for us.
Mhm.
Like, we didn't have we had people qualified in certain events, so we could say, okay, we're just going to go for it and improve our seating on this one, right? Stuff like that.
It's not like we took Nolan out and said, "Hey, you're not going to throw disc because I
Right.
want you to solely focus on how you can get the best shot mark." Or we didn't specifically take Brody out.
Well, that's a
One
good one. We were
where,
able to load up, and he ran 3 events instead of just, oh, we're worried about the 400 or worried about the 4x4. No, he was qualified in what he had to be qualified in. So, okay, we're going to give the 4x2 our best shot here. And it works out.
and it worked out. And I think honestly, it was a great first year and a great early example of how this can work. And I think it's only going to get better. And I think I saw less people complaining about it once we got to the state meet time and since, which I know that's kind of the end of the season and people quit, but I saw less people complaining about it than early in the season when they thought, oh, there's going to be 300 people
Right.
qualifying in the Division 100 meter. Like, no, there's not.
Well, a
There
lot
aren't
of the
many
people
can run it.
complaining, are a lot of what I saw was people who were, they're just always the smartest person in the room, and their system would be
Yep.
better. That was a lot. That's what I saw a lot of early on. The one thing I didn't like was, I think there was a little too much. I think it did affect how people ran invites.
Agreed
And I
there.
think that there were, okay, where we go to this invite because we're expecting this because it's going to be fast.
Yep.
Right. Because we're trying to get these guys ready in this way. And turns out Team X isn't running this relay. And so we're just out there time trialing again.
Yep.
I didn't like that.
I personally think that they need to relax some of the standards on what an invite or a meet can be to allow some of the events that certain invites are known for. And by that, I don't want to see, no offense to these certain meets, but like the Blue Jay or Barnstormer or any of those other ones be acceptable, where all they're trying to do is find a really, really fast 1 mile time. But to be able to still offer shuttle hurdles and have that meet count,
Right.
I think it should be to be
Right.
able to still offer the mixed 4x4,
And I think,
whatever.
based on a short conversation I had at the after our regionals, I believe they're going to talk about that.
And I think they should. And I can understand why they did it the way they did. This isn't a negative. This is just a true statement of, I hope there can be some growth in allowing some of these things to still happen.
I believe that they will.
Yep. And I can see that.
And ultimately, it was a big change, and they had to just, like I said, everybody is the smartest person in the room, and everybody has their own idea.
I'll be the last one ever.
Exactly. Like,
talk bad on what they did.
At some point, they have to pick and say, this is what we're doing, and we're going to try it. And they were pretty open with it. Like, the people, like, I believe the people on that committee did do some talking on the Facebook group and said, we just have to try this.
Yep.
And
I think they did an amazing job of just coming in and putting together a very straightforward and good way to make it happen. It's a trial year. and
Yep.
say, what can we learn from? How can we make it better? And I think that they're 100% open to figure out what that looks like.
Yep.
And that's what makes me super happy about the future of it.
I agree.
Because I think that it is run by the right group of people, and there's the right group of people who have the understanding of it versus the wrong group of people who are still very head in the mud, and this is the way it always should be.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's enough open minds.
It's kind of I don't think it should be it feels controversial, but it shouldn't be. Like, people are retiring, right? There are some opinions that are aging out.
Opinions,
just like Jersey rules are relaxed, probably because some opinions retired.
Yep.
Right. We're not worrying about people wearing necklaces or about whether the logo on your spandex is too big. Right. So,
yep. I think it's not just opinions aging out, but I think it's people understanding that as much as we hate to admit it, our sport is in a very bad spot right now. And you can see it on the professional level. You can see it on the college level. It is in a very bad spot. And we need to figure out how to make sure that it doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we can do everything we can possibly do to control on a state level, on a high school level. And we can't control the nationals. We can't control when it comes to college. That's a whole another aspect, that teams are dropping individual event groups and or dropping whole teams, limiting roster size. That's a whole nother conversation. But the idea that we can try to do everything we can to continue to grow it and hope that there's enough people that want to continue to try to move forward in the sport that is unfortunately dying at the upper level.
I don't know if I buy that personally. But that's a different conversation. I think that's
I think dying's the right word.
Business decisions that are being made that are hurting, that are kneecapping. If you go to Europe, it's not dying.
Agreed.
Right? It's a global sport. It's not going to disappear from the Olympics.
No, it won't.
America may have a rough time, maybe a decade in the future.
What about professional track leagues that may not?
Well, again, that's. But are we getting into that right now? Or are we going to finish talking about states?
We can talk about states.
Okay. But let's stick a pin in that one.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. States. D1.
Were we going to talk about the entire season impressions or just states?
I just really wanted to quick touch on the entire season as far as what we thought about the addition of the EQ.
Sure.
But then also try to talk about the whole year and overall and this and that. That gets really difficult unless you're, MIXC speed ratings, like he's got a handle on that. And right. I'm not trying to jump in his stuff. I'd rather just talk about, state meet, individual meets, what's coming up. And I think here we are at the state meet, and we just kind of do a quick overcap of, hey, here's how it went. Here's how we thought it might go, and here's how it really did go. Looking at a broad overview, just real quick, team scores. Belleville, 57. D1. Belleville, 57 on the guys' side. Northville, 35. Grand Haven, 31.
The magic number, same magic number it always is. It's 40, and they overshot it by a lot. But again, but
it's 40.
They had those hurdles locked down.
Yep. Very seldom does a team get to 40 and not end up first. And the guys' side in D1.
Right.
Girls' side, a little different. 86, 47, 46. Oak Park is,
it's the same names. It's Oak Park, Renaissance, West Ottawa.
Yep.
Bloomfield, Rockford.
Yep. So as an overall, I don't think a lot of surprises there.
No.
I think that, it is a guys D1. If you can get to 40 points and you don't win first, it's a fluke year.
Yep.
And if you can win without 40, it's a fluke year.
Yep.
Anything big really stick out? I mean, 100, I will say the 100 finals, D1, definitely quicker than what I saw in my head. That kind of
Yes.
to rob a very famous quote, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. I
Lot going on.
I had not heard of this Samson Gash kid.
I had heard
And I
stuff, but
heard of McNeil. I had not heard of
not
Samson Gash.
not on beating McNeil and beating Dixon. I've heard
No.
stuff about him, but not
I
that.
had seen Dixon run too many times
Yep.
leading up. And if I was a betting man, of all of the results, I probably would have picked Jeremy for the win in the 100.
I
Uh,
I think you're right. I think if I were to pick, I would have picked him to win both, which he did win the 200. Spoiler alert. But
he didn't win the 200. He
well,
refused to lose.
okay,
the
that's
200.
touche.
He said, I am not, to quote Denzel, I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah. When you go into the 200 final and you say, "Hey, this race is going to be 1/100th of a second, and I'm not going to lose it," I don't think he expected that quite. Chance McNeil's really good, and
Yep.
he's only a junior, but I think he said, "I don't care who you are."
How fast how close that one was.
It was crazy.
Yep.
We would be remiss to not talk about the 400.
There's a reason for that. Oh gosh.
It's a way to cap off a career of probably one of the best runners that we will see for a long time in our coaching career. Brody Leyendecker came in and said, "Hey, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna win this thing."
Yeah, he did.
But
He did just that.
But he didn't just do it. He came out in a 200 split where we're like, "Oh, well, he's gonna die." And
It
then he
was
said,
22 something low.
Yep.
And he broke our school record in the 200 6 days beforehand, running 22:02.
Mm-hmm. And he
And I
ran
think that's the second
barely
time. I
above
think
that.
that's the second time he had run 22 ever, was that day.
Yep.
And then he came in and ran 22. I think Russ said 22.5, but
Yeah.
it was very rough.
But the idea that he came in and ran that and then said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to die. I'm going to finish this thing," and then broke 48 for the first time.
Yeah.
Was awesome.
Yeah, that was
Out of a kid that deserves it. That kid.
That's going to be one that I hope, and it's a fun story because I'm not his event coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the head coach. You're the throwing coach.
Mm-hmm.
We love the kid.
Oh.
And so, but I still believe like everybody contributes somehow. Russ did such a good job with that kid over the past few years. CJ contributed.
Yep.
With indoor work and convincing us to let him on the 4x2.
Yeah.
But that's one where you hope. I mean, we're new to this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not the ones that are having those perennial. Oh, we don't got to. We'll reload in next year, but we'll have another. We're gonna be. We'll just be that team that has another one of those guys in a few years. He'll come along, maybe. But
that's
man, you cannot take it for granted. And that feeling, I was standing on the back stretch in the coach's box. Could find saw them go around. Could see them on the home stretch. found a little window between two people where I could barely see through.
Yep.
And I saw him go past, and then a slight pause, and then I saw number 2 go past with about 30 meters left, probably. And I was like, "This is actually happening."
Yep.
It actually happened. You can't. I can't describe it.
I personally think that there is a higher chance that 3 years from now we have 4 guys running 50 or sub 50 than we have another Brody. Now, this is 4 years. I'm not saying 6 years from now. I'm just saying in the next 4 years, I think there's a higher chance that you have 4 guys under 50 than you do have another Brody. Like that, he was a unique case. Because if you go out and do that and then jumping ahead a little bit to what ended up being the 10th or 11th best time in Michigan history and the best time in West Michigan history, and we ran the 4x4 at a 3:16.19. And he anchored that thing and ran a 46 leg.
Yeah.
It takes a special person, a special athlete, a special.
I mean, for one thing, you need to be talented enough to do it.
Yep.
For one thing. For another thing, you have to be trained well enough to do it.
You need to be crazy enough to do it.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be, yes,
in a good way. Like, yeah. So, yeah, it was a very awesome and unique and amazing season to watch them do that, and then to watch them go into jumping way forward to the national meet and have a chance at second and kind of bypass second when they're going for first and then at fourth. I think it was worth it. It was awesome. It was a huge cap to the season. So,
yeah.
Anyway, jumped way forward. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Back to the 4x4. So what happened there was, we ended up state runner up, ran 3:16.19. I'm assuming we're probably the only team of 4 white boys to do that. I don't think that's inappropriate to say.
out of the 10 and knowing the other, or 11 and knowing the other 10 are from the east side of the state, I think there's a pretty high probability.
So we've been saying number 11, but Jeff Hollabaugh said number 10 best time. I don't know how that works out.
I thought the Oak Park team I thought they were 10.
Right, that's what I thought too. Regardless,
so maybe I'm wrong.
Regardless,
10 or 11.
There isn't another team from West Michigan, however you define that.
Nope.
In the top 20.
Nope.
Now, here's the fact of the matter is two things. Any other year, we're state champions in that event too.
I agreed. Agreed.
Any other year.
Yep.
Secondly, we will more likely have another champion in the Open than we will run that time again.
Agree with that.
Which is, it's a really weird, like, tension-filled thought that, oh wow, we just did that. We're probably never going to do that again.
That sits on a level of our school records, which Byron Center has a lot of school records that probably should be beaten.
Yep.
And it should have been beaten, and has several that are very, very hard to near impossible to beat. And this fits in that category. This is one of those where it's going to take an outlandish group to do.
Yep.
And there's only a handful ever who have done it. And so it's one of those records where it's like, yep, these guys will have their name on the board for a while. The best number 2 leg of all time, Xavier McCallum, coming in. He's gonna keep that name up there.
Yep. Well, the thing is that's an entire. You can look at that team, and that's a 4x4 team.
Yep.
You've got the two true four guys.
Yep.
Right. You have Xavier, who cracked 50 finally,
Mhm.
and you've got Brody, who's Brody. And then you have Cooper, our leadoff, who he was in the prelims of the 100. He had never run a 400 before this year. He actually, a funny story, he broke our school record in the 200 the heat before Brody did at the scholarship meet.
Yep.
So Cooper breaks a fairly old school record. One heat later, Brody does it. So Cooper is a true sprinter. And then you got Blake Tunison, who's a weird 800. One of the question marks, should I have moved him to the 1600 2 years ago, guys? Broke his foot during soccer season, wasn't running again till halfway through the winter. Oh, by the way, he's never broken two in the 800, but then just turns out to be one of those guys who's also, he has the crazy in him.
Yep.
And he's also just like the ultimate teammate. He was in tears immediately after the race saying, I should have passed that guy. I should have put you in better position, Brody. And I'm like, Blake, I don't think you know what we just did.
Yeah. Nobody knows what we just did, but what you just did is
for sure you don't have to feel bad.
Yeah. No.
So it takes four special people.
Mm-hmm. And we had four special people. And you're right, because we are easy to talk about Brody because he is Brody and what he has done. But at the same time, it's not Brody who did that. It was that group of four guys. It was all four of them coming together and saying, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this. And we're going to do it together.
Yep.
Well, so we don't get caught up on too much on just this. I'm just looking and jump forward a little bit, looking through any other, I'm going to call them crazy results, right?
We've got so on the boy, let's just boys and then girls quick. This Wendell Childs Jr. kid in the 800, a 10th grader running 150 to win the 800.
That's
pretty good.
That's pretty big.
Pretty good. The mile was, well, you got two sophomores, 1 and 2 in the mile, so you can't.
Right.
409, 409, 410. It was fine. I think the headline is you got two sophomores.
Yeah, but 409 as a sophomore, you would hope in 2 years you see that be
that's a big 9 seconds. I don't know what Luke. Oh, that's his PR.
358.
That's a big 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
distance.
It's a
way better.
It's a big 10 seconds. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
2 mile. It was a 2 mile. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Did Will Jaden Smith double up? He did. Will Jaden Smith doubles up in both hurdles. Belleville goes 1, 2, 4.
Just use the word Belleville is a good way to put it.
And they won both relays.
Yeah. They just came in and said, we got this. You guys are fine.
The 4x1 was very fast.
Yep.
4x2, let's see. Oh, we went all state. We went 7th place in the 4x2. So that was fun.
127. Belleville won it at a 127.34. Belleville won it in 126.5. That's a pretty good. You're talking
that out of heat. We did that out of the slower heat.
Correct.
So put us in that fast one. Let's see what happens. Because again, guess who's anchoring?
But even then, I think you put us in the fast one, and you might move up to like a 4th.
Right. I'm just.
But not disagreeing.
the 4x8, which seemed down this year, was not down in the meet. We got 741 to Northville and 742 to Clarkston.
Yeah, those are pretty respectable times.
Okay, throws.
Gerard, I think that he had a legitimate shot to hit the state meet record, which was 65 range, 64 and change. Like, he was close.
Well, this is his PR. It says 64
Right.
1
1/4. The rumor is, and I believe it, that there are videos of him throwing 67 plus and saving it. Like, not just one, like a large number.
In practice?
Yes.
Okay.
And
hold on to that thought.
But I think he is the dark horse for getting recruited this year because he got recruited very late. And I think he's the dark horse where he could come out and have some crazy numbers in 2 years.
In college?
Yep. Discus, I will say, Maxwell Stoker from Midland, major props. Dude came out, hit a PR, took second based on the second best throw.
Okay, I was going to ask, how do they break that tie?
But to come in and compete with Ray, who
was, okay, so back it up to the 100. I actually probably would have bet on Ray to win.
It was his to lose.
Right,
exactly. It was legitimately his to lose, and he came in and he didn't have a great day. And Maxwell is one of the few that PR
179.3 is a bad day. I wish I had bad days like that.
Yep.
What's his PR?
194.
Good.
I think. But to come in and
192. Keep your talking.
192. Okay. For Maxwell to come in, have a PR, and make it so it came down to your second best throw, what more can you ask for? I mean, that was an awesome competition. It was amazing. It was fun to watch. Good on them. I think you're one to watch for next year that I think will be your looking at this outlier who has a high chance to win it is Carl Flinton from Holt. He only threw 157, but that dude is way better than that.
Okay.
He threw, I think, when we were at K Central for their meet, he threw 170 something. His PR was like 170 high, 179. He has a very good move. I think that he is going to be one to watch.
Okay.
So, way too early.
Revisit
Carl Clinton next year for champ. High jump, Wall Lake Central, 6'8". Kind of what you'd expect out of the state meet. 6'8", 6'6", 6'6",
Right.
bunch of 6'6s. Yeah, 16-foot re-semi-at. I think you'd look at it and be like, okay, that's a big mark. But then you look at it and say he's a junior. That's even a bigger mark.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
So
forgot about that part.
That is something that could be really, really fun to watch. And I take back what I said early season when I thought he was taking off a little slow. So that could be fun to watch.
But then that's like, if that's where the field events are such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like when you're that good, you can play with your food for a month at the beginning of the season and tinker.
Well, and that's it.
Right? Because there's no okay. For one thing, my team is good enough that we don't got to worry about those points. It ain't riding on me.
Well,
right? For another thing,
worried about those points. He's still getting the points because his bad days.
Well, I'm saying like even worst case scenario, I open at 14 something, right? Let's say I just have a bad day and I no height coming in super late or something, right?
Yep.
Like it's just different. It's just different.
It is. And it's going to be really fun to watch him. And like I said, I take back what I had said early season where I'm like, man, he's a little slow. He's coming on. And you had said, hey, they know what they're doing. And you're right. You're right. They came on. And then long jump. Quincy Isaac.
I haven't looked much at. I mean, I'm assuming it's chalk. Like,
just don't.
I don't see any PRs in here.
Second place PRs, but you're peering under 2 foot under Quincy. I mean, he was kind of like Ray. It was his to lose.
Right.
And the idea that he came in and said, I'm not going to lose it. And Ray was like, yeah, I'm going to try my best, maybe lose it, but then didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Surprises on the guys' side. I'm kind of surprised that EK didn't do as well in the meet.
Agreed.
Maybe some of that rides on Mosley.
I think he does skew things in one direction, but then when he doesn't compete, yes, I think it does look like that.
Okay. Girls, let's go bottom up this time.
Okay, bottom up.
Long jump first, field events, and then up to the sprints.
Perfect. Long jump, 19 feet, outlandish.
Yeah, I saw that one happen. That was sweet.
Take it. That's crazy. There's no two ways to put it. It's crazy.
Isabel German, there was another girl who had just a crazy PR and just exploded.
I'm gonna guess is this freshman?
No,
Pupper, going 18.7.
No.
Oh,
okay. I think it was Fiona Kane. I think.
Yeah. Apparently,
or was it? It was either whichever. She was wearing blue, so I don't know if Ford or Rochester wears blue. I think it was one of those two.
Okay. Well, regardless, Gail Walker, 18.7. She's a freshman. Let's just keep her on.
Natalie had kind of a rough day. She finished 8th, which is awesome. But she had a rough day there.
Natalie is the definition of I need to be a multi-athlete.
But she is finally announced.
Yep. She is.
Saginaw Valley. That's a really cool one.
She's really good at a lot of events.
Yep.
And not the best at any of them. And it's not a negative. This is just straight fact.
I'm going to keep saying she could have been probably the best distance runner in her school history if she wanted to, but who wants to do that?
Right. Yeah. Why would you want to do that when you can do all those other events? Other than we couldn't put a freaking spear in her hand, and I'm sad about it, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
And then we'll just to tie a bow on Natalie. She was one of she wasn't the favorite, but she should have gone top 3. Had a really bad day. I think she was a little off from long jump.
Yeah.
And then people, if you need some good equipment, call Aaron. The high jump standards, they have like these fancy spring loaded ones, and one of them was slipping every time you touch the bar. So whenever the bar got knocked off, it kept slipping down, and that delayed things. And so I think all the girls high jump did not go smoothly at the beginning. Not making excuses, but yeah, it ended up she had a rough day out there and finished 19th. So
yeah, still
very proud of her.
Absolutely.
She holds a lot of our records. Let's see. She's on our 4x2 record. She's on our 4x4 record. Is she in a 4x2 record?
Yeah, she's a 5
Is she in the 4x2?
Well,
I don't think she is.
High, long, 4-1,
110. 1. Hurdles, 100 hurdles, high, long, 4x4.
It's got to be 4x2 unless she's 300.
I don't think she so. We didn't break that this year, and I don't know if she was on that team last year. I don't think so.
She has 5.
And points scored in the season.
Okay. Maybe that's the 5th one.
Right. So she's all over that board, and she's going to be all over that board for a while.
Yep.
So another big personality for our team that we're going to miss.
Yep. All right. Pole vault.
This one is cool. We have friends over in the Lowell program.
Yep.
So to see Isabel German PR, I believe that was finally the school record for them, at which she was going for weeks.
So
13 feet. Awesome for Isabel.
High jumper kind of touchdown, but 5.6 is the winning. Is awesome. Sorry, I had a bad load here. Reload. Discus, crazy event. Lorelei, not quite what she was looking for, but Lorelei Zelinsky out of Traverse City is the real deal. She's going to be one to watch for a lot of years. Personally, big excitement. Olivia Latensky from Forest Hill Central.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to spend minimal time, but a little bit of time with her, and it has been awesome to watch her grow and to see her go 8th and the look on her face when she didn't think she was going to make finals and then made finals in 9th and then PR'd to go into 8th.
Jumps up to All-State, baby.
Was awesome. I mean, it was highlight of the day from just watching it and just watching her excitement. Highlight of the day. It was amazing. So yes. Very cool. Shot put, same thing. I mean, it was the competition between Leah and Lorelei. I thought might be a little bit closer, not a negative against Leah. I thought she might have a little bit more there, but again, Lorelei, real deal. You're going to be seeing her for the next 2 years doing things that very few in the state have ever done. So fun to watch.
I mean, Leah's PR is 44.
Right. And
Lorelei did not PR at the meet. So another 3 feet that would have been.
I thought you go 44 in a PR from Leah at 45, and maybe Lorelei has a down day. It might be a closer, but you don't know. And hey, Lorelei deserves all of it. She has been, I mean, it's been awesome to watch her throw last 2 years, and to see 2 more. It's gonna be fun. Like I said, there's only been a few people who have done what she has done and what I think she will do, and very confident you're going to see 170 and a 50-foot thrower out of her.
Yep. 4x8 was the West Ottawa show. They beat Zealand East by 9 seconds.
That's it.
Including 2 sophomores. So Shore Track Club is probably going to look good for a while.
Yep. Oh, and those 2 sophomores must be twins.
Yep. 4x4. You run 3:43 with nobody to push you.
Yeah.
Oak Park show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
4x2, Oak Park, win by 2 seconds.
In a 4x2. 4x2.
Just think of that. Win 1,000, 2 1,000, second place.
It's the half a second almost per person.
Yep.
Think about as a non-track person, like, oh yeah, it's not. To think about as a track person, ridiculously crazy.
Yep.
4x1.
Hold on a second. Let's go back to the 4x8.
Not bad.
Did they go? They did. That's the 4x4. Where's the 4x8? Here's the thing. Oak Park came in 3rd. Oak Park's a sprint school. They came in 3rd in the 4x8.
Yeah.
They came 10 seconds away from sweeping the relays.
Yep. Now, 10 seconds, a lot of time, but regardless,
It is, but and also
to
West
be a
Ottawa
sprint
is
school, to be a sprint school and have 1, 1, and 3 in your relays. Yeah. Well, 4x2 is 1.
Yep.
4x4 was 1. Yeah. 1, 1, 1, 1, 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 Mile Helen from West Ottawa. Kind of knew that was going to happen. I mean, pretty sure like it's not so. Then the mile, she came in second to Victoria Garces from Dow.
Yep. Midland, another school doing a lot of really good things.
Yep.
Midland's got it
one of West Ottawa's sophomores won the 800, so that's fun.
the other one though. I don't know.
Let's see.
400. Oak Park only placed 1. Just kidding. 3 in the top 4. You should be surprised.
Did they did not. Okay, and then Cameron won the 1 and the 2.
Yep.
So, which I mean, if we rewound to our first few episodes talking about indoors,
yep,
there's a few names that we have said a lot of.
Right. And it's weird how when you are doing indoor, it correlates to outdoor.
Funny how that works, guys.
Strange. Same thing on the, if you were to look through all the divisions, which it gets hard because indoor there's only one division, but if you look through all divisions and look at throws, look at pole vault, look at anything, like, weird. All the ones that did really good indoor are the ones doing really good outdoor.
Right.
So strange.
So Oak, we talk about Oak Park a lot because sure. But
the real side,
the funny part our sprinters, it's the one of my favorite days is pre-meet day.
Yep.
Everybody just goes and it's just a big party at the stadium. Everybody's, they're doing a few block starts, doing a few build-ups, some handoffs. People are putting chalk down. Oak Park they just own the place.
Yeah.
We had set up and we're doing handoffs in our lane, right? And it's obvious what we're doing. Oak Park and their coach just walk into that lane and just like take it over. And we're like, our kids are like, what's going on? Why won't they let us? Excuse us. We're trying to do our handoffs here, please.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, guys. Let me tell you who these people are. Not that you need to be rude, but also like, I mean, there's a bit of respect that is owed. I don't know. It was just funny. They own the place.
But I think honestly that same thing can go different directions in different events, right? I mean, if you look at the throws side historically, I'm going to use Ralph as an example. Zealand East, or let's use this year with Walled Lake Central or the last few years. When they come in, people just kind of go, "Okay, what do you need? Here's the space."
Right.
It's the same thing. And just to watch him work and to watch like Ralph, love him to death. Not having a guy or girl there this year is very sad to watch. But to see him still there helping and just the way he kind of worked and you're going to do this and you're going to do this and you take your time and you take all the time you need in the ring and it's fun to watch. It's fun to go. He just kind of commands it and says, no, that's what you're going to do. It's fun to watch.
Yep. Granted, there's a personality difference between the sprinters and the throwers, right?
100%. 100%. Yes.
I just thought that was funny. Okay, let's talk about D2 some other time. Let's see if we can get this other coaches thing going and have somebody who is boots on the ground.
Yep. Let's see if we can find a D1, D2, D3. Let's see if we can find a couple over the next few weeks. Let's see if we can get them in here.
Okay. So quick new segment.
Yes.
Ask each other anything with track related without warning.
Yep.
Okay. So here, this is what this is inspired by. And it's funny because you said there's rumors of there's video evidence of whoever throwing however far.
Yep.
In practice. Okay. Bo throws, tweeted, posted, Instagrammed, blah, blah, blah. Chase Jackson threw 21 meters in practice.
21:14.
Okay. Give me your thoughts on, in quote unquote, in practice. Because to me, it's like, that's great. Cool.
My personal opinion is that there's a lot of big things that can happen and have happened in practice. There are throws that are on video of other professional athletes from years past that make Ryan Krauser's throw look outlandishly small. But at the same time, you have to be able to do it in a meet. And it's not just being able to save it. Okay, cool. You have one in practice, you can save it. But it's being able to do it when the pressure's on. So I love the idea of celebrating it. I love the idea of talking about it because you can throw it, right? It's there. It's there. It doesn't disappear. But can you allow yourself to do it? Can you allow yourself to throw or jump or run that? And it's not, and for me, and I think as a distance runner, you understand this, that your body is well more capable than what most people think it is capable of.
It's more capable than what you think it is capable of.
Oh, 100%. And as a distance runner, it's breaking through the barrier of knowing that, yeah, this is going to suck. And then when you do it and you break through it, like that pain tolerance, breaking through that.
The central governor.
The what?
The central governor is what it's called.
Yes.
Central governor theory.
Yes. So breaking through that, I think kind of correlates to all events. Like if you can throw, going back, a long time, but if you can throw 81 feet, you can throw 81 feet, but can you allow yourself to do it in a competition? If you can throw 21, I just looked it up, 21:14 or 21:41, whatever Chase just threw in practice, can you do it in a meet? In theory, 100%. In theory, in a meet, you should. If let's call it 21:41, that should be 21. That should be 21:81 in the meet because of beat energy, because of excitement, because of everything else.
Because you're not in the middle of training cycle.
Because you're not in the middle of the training cycle. There's so many pieces that say it should be way further. But can you do it when the pressure's on? Can you do it when you know that you have to do it? Can you do it when there's 80,000 people watching in a stadium? Can you do it? There's so many pieces to that. Yep. So I love the idea of it. I love the idea that we celebrate it, but I want to make sure that it is not overpowered from what you've actually done. Make sense?
Yeah. Now I will say, if you have followed her this year, this is the case where I could see it happening because she has been just after last year. Last year was a letdown for her, right? Wasn't it? Was it the trials or was it in the meet where she had like the worst meet of her life at the worst possible time?
It was the Olympics, and she had the worst. Yeah, right. And she threw like crap. She didn't throw well. She was the favorite to win. She should have won.
She is. She is on a tear right
Yep.
now, like all season long.
But
It's been bam, bam, bam.
as a thrower, as somebody who has, I feel like at least some kind of a finger on it, a little bit, or a thumb on the pulse of it, it kind of scares me. It looks really good right now, and it's looked so good for so long that at some point, I don't want to say it has to fall off the rails, but I'm
I
just
don't buy
afraid it's
that.
going to.
I don't buy that. I don't believe in peaks too soon.
I
I don't believe in peaks early. I think if you're
I'm
healthy and your ancillary, let's put all like put it this way, ancillary training, all like weight room,
yep.
all the other stuff, right? Like if that's all going good and you're healthy, I don't believe in a peak too early because the next question is, does she do it this weekend? What's more likely, this weekend or world champions aren't till September?
Late.
It's
It's like
late this year.
late
It's late this
August.
year. So
I
I would say if I made you bet on it, you would say it happens this weekend,
100% because
not
I
at
am I
world
am
champ.
actually a proponent of peaking too early. You say no, I'm a big proponent that it's
No, I
very
just don't think it
possible to peak
exists.
too early.
I don't think it exists.
I think it does. I think it exists more often than people think. Personal opinion, I think that the art of a peak is hard to master, and there are too many people that take for granted that a peak can happen for too long and that you can't peak too early. Personal opinion.
Sure. I think that's another whole conversation.
I agree. I
Definitions.
think we could have a whole segment on
I think
peaking.
if yeah, let's talk about that later.
Okay. So my question out of the blue. You're not prepared.
I gave you a warning.
I know, and I had like three of them, and I forgot all three because I didn't love them. You know, I had questions, but I didn't love them. Um, hmm. All right. This is going to be a little self-sounding, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but like if you had the opportunity as the head coach at Byron to pick up one of the premier other coaches, name the event, doesn't matter. Would you get rid of who you have now to make it happen?
Why are you asking me this?
You said
I'm
no.
not answering this question.
You said no rules.
I am not okay. Okay, there's no reason. Okay, this is a stupid question.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna take the well here. Okay.
If you had the opportunity to pick up Wall Lake Central's coach, if you had the opportunity to pick up Ralph Neal.
No, I'm not doing that. I believe chemistry matters a ton. I think about this a lot because I hate it when there's like a very obvious, you have the sprint team, you have the distance team, and you have the field team, and they don't talk to each other and they go their separate ways. They do their own warm-ups. Some teams even go as far as they practice at different times, right? I hate it. Can it be effective? It can be really effective if you have just the best kids and everything's clicking. But I don't like it from a team perspective. We get along and we all are on basically the same page and we have some disagreements. But we get along. Okay, so our sprinters have only gotten faster in the past 3 years. Our throwers have only started throwing further in the past 3 years. Now, our hurdlers and jumpers have only gotten better in the past 3 or 4 years. Okay. Here's the easy out for me. Our long sprints coach is retiring. Okay.
Okay.
So
Taking out the retiring aspect.
So that's where in 800 is the event that we have yet to master, and I have conflicting thoughts on that. Treating it like a long sprint versus treating it like an endurance race. So if we could get the best possible coach anywhere, that's probably the event to do it in.
But in the aspect that you're hiring somebody in a position we don't have somebody in.
Yeah.
See,
listen, you asked a question that had an easy answer.
This wasn't such a hard question.
No, it wasn't. But also, I truly believe in the chemistry. Chemistry matters. And yes, there are days we look at we see each other every day for so long and get tired of each other. But in general, we're pulling in the same direction, and I think that's one of the hardest things to master as a staff.
Wait, you get tired of me? Well, this conversation went a different direction.
We all get tired of each other once in a while. Okay, it happens. So
see, it wasn't so hard.
I would not replace anybody on our staff.
I knew which direction you were going to answer it within reason. I didn't know what you were going to say, but I knew which direction you were going to answer it. So I didn't ask you a question.
Now, if Rust was not leaving us, the answer would be different, and I would still not replace anybody. So, listen, we cover all the bases. We cover every base on the team, and many teams can't even do that. So guess what?
Hey,
my job, like that's all I care about, man.
I have gotten more praise over the last year of how we go about things and how we have turned the program around and how we have a full team than we've ever gotten. So, all right. I like this segment at the end. We should continue this.
Let's do it. Come up with a better question next time, please.
I thought it was a good question. You answered it well.
Question. You make me sound either make me sound like a wimp or like a jerk.
You didn't sound like either. You answered it well.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right. Okay. Well, we will cancel this. Don't jump off. Hang on real quick. But we will come to a close here. I appreciate everybody jumping on. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We will have another one, I believe, next week. I think
we'll do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to continue this now. Hopefully we have a guest. If it's not next week, the following, and we're going to try to get a few one from each division and just kind of go through them a little more in depth. So we will work on that. We'll make sure that we have some good content to bring you. And thank you again for joining us. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.